So I am Andy Stillo. I'm going to be running Furi on speedrun mode. Normal difficulty. PS4 does not have Furi difficulty yet, unfortunately, because I don't want to cause myself extra stress. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just beat all the bosses in the game. So I'll start in 3, 2, 1, go.
I am really excited. Were you the one that ran this game that one year where like everything went wrong?
No, I think that was Alex Millau. That was 1 year before me.
I think it was.
Yeah.
So I want to see a full run finally.
Yeah, so this game is kind of like a middle ground between a bullet hell shooter and a hack and slash. So there's two different phases to most fights. One where you're doing what I am, and it's usually a long range fight where you're shooting. And what is he doing? Okay. I've never seen him dodge that many times.
You've never seen that happen before?
Unfortunately, yes.
Every time.
Oh, whoops. All right,
Welcome to the marathon.
In this melee form, you can actually charge up your sword to get extra damage on it. So other than that, your normal sword slashes do a little bit, but it's really not much. And if you do charge the sword, it takes a little while to do it, but you end up getting enough equal damage to about a full combo in one swing. That's the mechanic I hope I don't see too often, actually, as it happens again. That was a perfect parry. Basically, it causes the boss to stop in mid-place, and you could swing at him with a melee attack, and a cutscene will play of you hitting him. Unfortunately, it really doesn't do that great of damage, and it ends up wasting time in the long run. So I'll usually just sit there and shoot him when he does that.
And he was charging an attack. If you burn a life bar, it will automatically, like no matter what,
Yeah.
will always interrupt him.
Yeah.
You're gonna take some putting back together.
So the general form in the melee phases is one charge swing of the boost hit, and then 4 normal hits of the sword, and then you can also do like this, I guess you could call it a dash attack with your sword as well. A fully charged will lead into the same state as a perfect parry would, where you hit them and it leads into a cutscene. We don't really want that because knockdowns in this game are generally not great because you lose time. But if you just do like that much, you end up getting more damage than normal, and you also don't get a knockdown. So it's better than just doing a normal swing. The one thing is it will end your combo, so you use it at the end.
Yeah.
There is no
That makes sense.
With this phase, at the end of like every boss in the game, there's always like this last push where they try to just throw everything at you, and it's usually kind of hard to avoid. He's pretty easy because he's the first boss, so it's really just like shoot forward, dash every once in a while.
Because you destroy his.
Yeah,
his
you
bullet.
can. Most bullets in this game you can destroy. There are certain ones that you can't.
They're colored differently, I think.
Yeah. It is those.
Yeah.
Those you cannot destroy. Those I just have to dash through. So you'll see me like once those come up, I'll start charging my dash and then just go through them. And I went too far. Luckily, it doesn't really matter in this phase. It's scripted until like the very end, so getting hit here really doesn't cause time loss until here, when I can dash through everything.
I'm gonna kill you.
I don't know.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know about that, Chief.
So he's just gonna do this for a little while. He can't be hit in this phase. If he's glowing orange like that, it basically means he has armor. I can hit him, but it won't really do anything. I did get a charge off on my sword though, so he just dies in one hit. After all that.
Nice.
So the second boss is actually one of the very few bosses in this game that has a skip. It's not just straightforward, be good at the game and you'll do fine. I am not great at it, but I'm going to try to get it.
How bad is it if you don't do it?
Not terrible. It's only like, you lose maybe like 30 seconds. It's not too bad, but it's like, my PB, I think with this game, it doesn't even have the skip in it, so. And this boss is really interested in the technology on the walls, so you'll see me like walking over those little floor panels and shooting those things on the wall, and she'll just go up to them and start shooting them. That was a really good phase 1. So now she starts just kind of moving around here. And what you'll see me doing a lot is trying to bait bosses towards the wall. And the reason for that is if they're near the wall, no boss really likes to be in a corner in this game. So always, like, if they're near a wall, they'll try to dash away from it, and that gives me enough time to charge my sword up and do a ton of damage in a single hit.
Nice.
I messed that up, but it's okay. I messed up this rotation, but it's okay. I don't lose too much time. So now she breaks free of her restraints, and she has a scythe now. I don't know why that's on her rack, but it is.
Freezing?
Not rack, just like restraints, I guess you could say.
No.
It's more like, I'll use the term glorified straitjacket because that's really what it is. The story of this game isn't exactly clear in a lot of places. What you do know about this boss is that she was at one point a prisoner who went insane, and now she's whatever this thing is. Yeah, I like that a lot actually, that's really funny.
Luke So Jr.
All right,
Exactly.
So at the end of this phase, there will be the skip.
You ever seen the short film for that?
You get locked in there? You're like locked in for this phase?
No, I just kind of got stuck in a corner.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that the skip? Is the skip you get out?
All right, I'm gonna try to get her near the wall here. There we go. Okay,
Oh.
so this is the skip. She's going to fully break free of her restraints here. And when she does that, she kind of just runs away. What most people don't know is you can follow her. So she's going this way. Oh, what the? Okay, that's new. Yeah, I lost her. The way it was supposed to go is you can follow her off screen, and if you melee attack her, because you can catch up to her with her with your dash, you'll end up just you can catch up to her and you can kind of just stun lock her by doing 3 melee hits and then shooting a couple times, 3 melee hits, shooting a couple times until she's out of this phase entirely. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, so I got to go through it as normal, but it doesn't take all that long to do. So it's really not too big of a deal.
I almost like can't think of anything to say sometimes because it's just the game is just so good to look at.
It is. There's a lot of stuff going on at like all times in this game as well. So it's kind of,
I feel like that's part of the challenge.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely. It's
I'm gonna try to get this off. Yeah, okay. Luckily she did that move, which allowed me to get the sword charge off. So now she's gonna go into her last phase. This is, I like to highlight it as one of the more funny parts of the run, because hers is, if you know how to exploit it, it's really not threatening at all. Like you can stand here and shoot in a general direction, and you're just fine. Like I don't even need to look at the game at all.
is it just running out of range, or like is it this specific pattern?
This pattern is just like, if I can destroy the bullets that are coming at me, and the homing bullets won't hit me here at this specific angle, so I can just shoot, and I'm fine.
Oh.
This part is really the only part that's even remotely threatening. She has a big laser, and you just dash through it, and that's about it. Because I keep calling it a dash, but really it's more like a blink. You don't exist in the space between the areas. So you can just dash straight through projectiles. I'm also gonna start charging here, and I messed it up. Whoops. So this part is what I like to highlight as one of the more entertaining parts. So she'll start doing the same thing as the last boss, but you can just kind of walk and
So the cone isn't.
the cone isn't accurate here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit smaller than the cone. And then again, she just dies in one hit.
Nice job.
So this next boss is probably my least favorite in the whole run, because he makes a fundamentally fast game slow all the way down, and it really does hurt. So he has this thing around him, and it will reflect my bullets, and basically it's a build your own bullet hell, for lack of a better term. anything that you shoot at it will just get added to the mess. So I'm using a charge shot here. I don't want to start spamming bullets into this because I don't want to make this a disaster. And then your goal is to just kind of get into the middle. And once you get in there, he only has 1 HP. He'll die in 1 hit. It's just a matter of getting inside of all of these shields,
which form a spiraling shape.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, now I have a shot up. There we go. And it doesn't necessarily get better after that phase. He luckily drops the shield, so I'm not annoyed anymore, so that's good. But it's still just a very slow fight as opposed to every other fight in the game. He likes to just get out of range entirely and let his map do the work for you in a lot of places. So he'll just do this. Once I destroy the pillar, he'll get down, and then I have to fight him all over again. You can parry these though. If you parry projectiles, most of them will go back. It's just a matter of most of the time you might not want to do it because it does slow you down a little bit. So then he spawns a lot of these. I'm going to try to destroy as many of these as possible to give myself some breathing room. And then in this, he ends up stopping time. I cannot use my gun. My bullets will just stand there.
But you can move.
Yeah, I can move. I unfortunately did get a perfect parry there, but I think it's better to do it here just because you can't really use your gun, and I'd rather get the damage than not, because otherwise I'm just wasting time. Okay, thankfully he went near the wall there. Okay. So I'm going to get my sword hit.
Not so fast.
All right, and then his phase here is ironically easier than the last, just because the pillar phase is actually easier to hit. But other than that, it's mostly just a repeat.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah, I find it a lot easier than the last one where you had to like move around horizontally constantly and worry about the ones coming in and out, so you had to parry those. It's just a lot easier to keep track of everything in this phase. Unfortunately, these bullets do take more hits though, so they will cancel out my charge shot after they go through about like, I think it's 3 bullets. And I hit. I'm thinking like I'm in melee phase. Jesus, that's big. All right.
He's super fast, the boss.
Yeah, so, well, actually, I'm interested. So what is the story? Okay, what is the story as of now?
General story is that you were a prisoner in this prison. Everyone that you fight they call them jailers that are working to keep you there. There's hinted at reasons why. It's never really confirmed or denied what exactly it is. But at towards the end, you find out that you're not exactly good for Earth. You basically destroy the Earth by existing. In the actual story section, there's little walking segments. I don't really like those in Speedrun because you're not doing anything in them.
Well, hence speedrun mode.
Yeah. So there's a whole section where you break out of the jail entirely. And as you're walking around in this overworld, everything around you just kind of falls apart. So this is annoying. And also get ready for bright lights. Oh, I missed that.
Need more lights. 100 fireflies.
It's about to get worse too.
Well, so I'm assuming you handle this by watching your character.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on where your character is in relation to everything, because the positions of the things don't change at all. So you can just kind of shoot wherever the general direction is, and it'll usually hit them.
And that's really the secret of a lot of
it's
bullet hells. It's just to have a very good idea of exactly where your character is.
Yeah, it's like don't look so much at what you're shooting at. Look more at yourself and keeping yourself alive in situations like this, especially.
Yeah.
So now he's gonna get out of the middle, and I just have to kind of walk around in here for a little while, and eventually he'll do the same thing he does always, where he does that, and then he's dead.
Great job.
Next boss is really middle of the road for me. He's like fine.
Is this the water guy?
Yes,
Okay.
he's like fine. That's it. He does have an annoying status effect where he makes everything hard to see if you get hit by one of those green orbs, which probably will happen in the later phases of this, just not this phase. Because these are pretty easy to parry, pretty easy to send back
Okay,
at him.
so you're parrying them right now. That's
Yeah.
what's happening. You're not shooting them.
Yeah, these you can't destroy. So I'm just parrying them back at him, and then yeah. That was a weird pattern. All right.
He looks like a dubstep DJ.
Yeah. Yeah, he really does.
All right, I should be able to kill him on this rotation.
You condemn me.
He does look like a weird Lucio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those bullets that do cause the status effect are coming a little bit faster now. He shoots them in different patterns each time. So last time it was like a cone, 5 in a cone in front of you. I'm just gonna go for it here because he's at the end of his phase. He's in the corner, so I can get this. There we go.
You're going to drown.
So one thing that I learned about this boss very recently, actually earlier today, is that because of his movement under the water, where he likes to go under the water then jump back out at you, is that in the melee phase of things, you can actually get a boost charge of your sword in between his attacks really easily, which can normally only happen towards the wall. But for him, it sometimes just doesn't matter. You can just do it in the middle of the screen.
Nice.
There we go.
Someone before you want to take back behind you.
Nice.
There we go. That was really tight, actually, because getting that boost was risky.
That charge.
It hits
So hard.
really hard.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, there
this
you
is what
go.
it does. It's really not pleasant to look at. Messed up that parry there. He's near the wall, so I can get it. There we go. Yeah, so getting the boost hit is pretty much like you're getting out of the phase no matter what. So he changes his style up for the status effect bullets here, and you can't parry them anymore. So I'm just gonna try to get behind him where I can shoot at him without getting hit by these. Oh, I messed that up. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So you track the entire time? Like,
In that little circle, yeah. In that phase, you lose a lot of mobility.
no. I mean, like, how do I phrase what I'm trying to ask? Like, you track even to the very end of your charge hit.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like even if he changes position at the very last second, you will still correct to where he is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So it's not that bad. It's pretty much a worse phase of the first boss, where he just kind of throws a bunch of stuff at you. He's supposed to make a grid, but I tried to either parry or get hit by the middle bullet that would have made that line through the middle.
That's smart.
So now I have a little bit more room to move around.
How much
probably
does it hit you for?
like 1 bar.
Oh,
I messed that up. Whoops. It's not a big deal. Oh, never mind. There we go. He actually went back into a normal phase there, which was strange, but it worked out. So
nicely done. Nicely done.
okay, so this boss, this next one is strange but fun because his whole thing is he has a shield. You can't really shoot him with your gun that much, and the gun does a lot more damage than your melee attacks. Like he'll just reflect it back at me.
And I will do so again.
So I'm just gonna try to get him to put the shield down so I can shoot him a little bit.
Oh, so you're meant to hit him with the gun.
Yeah, because the gun does a lot more damage than the sword. But he can just do that and reflect it at you. This should be the phase. He's gonna let me get a boost hit here. I'm gonna push him towards the wall. Oh, I messed that up.
Why? What benefit is there for him being on the wall?
It forces him to turn around, which lets me get a charge hit on my sword.
In the time it takes him to strafe around, you can charge.
Yeah.
I see. That's cool.
So at one point in this boss, he's going to drop his shield, which will ironically make the fight easier, but also give him a lot more health.
Nice.
So
that's the drawback, I guess.
yeah, like I'm pretty much waiting for that phase to happen now because it's kind of annoying to have to wait for him. But you just do what you gotta. It's also worth noting that while every other character in this boss in this game went really far when I hit them with my swords, like charge slashes, the like dash slashes, he goes nowhere. So I kind of just have to live with where he is.
Well, it makes sense, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's got all that armor on.
He's got the defense to the sword, so.
So I can't hit him here. I just kind of have to dash around and wait for this to stop.
How many bosses are left?
This is boss 5, so this is the halfway point. There's 10.
All right.
All right. Please put it down. Thank you.
This is RNG. That makes
Yeah.
him do that.
There are some AI manipulation stuff, but it's unfortunately not very accessible. Pretty much only the top 5 runners of this game know it. This can happen sometimes as well. There's little QTEs. Ooh, whoops.
Surrender.
I mean, in your hate, you just like the animations purely because they're just wasting time.
Yeah.
Like you're not losing damage or anything.
Yeah, you don't lose damage, you just lose some time.
Quick question, what time period is this? Or is this like another dimension?
Unknown. Completely. Again, this game doesn't really tell you too much, so you don't really know. There we go. Presumably it's future Earth because of all the technology that there is.
Right.
Invested so much.
So this is where the fight gets easier because he just kind of starts running at you and then you just shoot him and that's it. Also, again, that you can just kind of walk away from some of his attacks.
So is he still taking more damage?
Yeah,
from
he's
the
still
gun?
taking more damage. He did get a health increase though.
Okay, yeah,
when he
okay,
dropped the sword.
that's what I
the
was
shield. I mean.
figuring.
Also, something I've noticed is that for some reason, in this specific phase, perfect parries do a lot more damage. So if I actually do get a perfect parry here, which I don't think is likely to happen, I missed the dash. Whoops. That would have been death. If I do get a perfect parry here, I can pretty much kill him immediately, but it didn't happen. All right, so again, every phase has this kind of desperation phase.
Makes it too hard.
His is kind of lame. He just makes the arena smaller, and that's it.
Oh.
So like, yeah,
Oh no, now he's
that's
closer.
it. Like that's where I want him to be.
After this boss fight. Or no, actually it's up to you. We have a donation. It's up to you.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. Go for it.
All right, he should die right
Oh yeah,
here.
you're good.
All right, and then he just kind of swings at you a lot.
Hey guys, we have a $50 donation from Unknown with no message. That's cool. And we have a $25 donation. It reads, "Let's go, Andy. Your run is awesome, and so are you. My donation is going to the C4 incentive Ice Hat Skip. Good luck, Alex." With a mischievous smiley face with a nose.
Yo.
Let's get the total to over 3,000 this year. This will probably be
Yeah.
not be the last time we donate. Come on, Lucas.
Yo. So the next boss, everyone makes fun of because she looks kind of like Mercy from Overwatch. A little bit. Different color palettes, but
I am now going to be looking with a discerning eye.
a little bit. She's got the whole angel aesthetic going on, similar hairstyle, so like,
She's like a, she's like a Vala. She's like a angel Vala skin.
The wings
in
remind me
Heroes of the
of
Storm.
the wings remind me of Lapis from
That
Steven
too.
Universe.
Yeah, that too.
also worth noting, this boss can be somewhat frustrating because she is extremely fast. Also, for some reason, that move is extremely easy to perfect parry. Like, easier than normal, I mean. Like, I think they widened the frame for that specific move. She does not have a melee phase in the first few phases of this fight, so it's
Oh, there you
pretty
go. When it
much-
gets a little closer, I see the resemblance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, can you fall off?
Oh, you can, yeah. I'm being very careful to stay away from the edges here. I have dashed off a few times, and it probably will happen at some point here, because there is one phase where it's kind of hard to avoid it, but she just kind of does this again. I missed the parry. So there is one move I'm trying to avoid her doing, which is if she gets too low on health in this phase, and she's not already taking damage, she'll just start doing a very annoying sequence of moves, which is kind of hard to hit her in. This is kind of difficult.
Oh. And you can't.
And there's more.
Oh God.
And then she starts moving normally. She somehow side switches sometimes with that move if you parry it at a certain time.
Oh.
Ooh, okay. Here we go.
Is she doing some of those with her wings, or is that all her crossbows?
I believe it is all her crossbows. I can't really get around that move. There we go.
You don't realize how much I sacrificed.
All right, so now it gets a little bigger, and now there is going to be a melee phase for this too. I'm going to try to bait her towards the edge right away. That way I can actually do some of the more baity strats during the melee phase. Oh God, okay. The direction that wanted me to go in was off the stage, so I was just accepting of getting hit there. It wants me to do it again. Okay.
I'm assuming you can also fall down in between the platforms.
Yeah, you can. Oh, she did it. So this is one thing that I wanted to avoid. Her health got a little too low, and now she's in this phase. And now she's in the middle, so I can't get my boost hit. I can, however, get a little bit of damage on her like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go for a hard knockdown here, and I missed it because she parried it. There we go.
You're hurting me so much. You will stop at nothing, right? Such weakness.
She's just kind of swinging at nothing right now. Aw, she got it.
Did her desperation phase end while I was? No. Sorry, I thought there was only one bar left. I
Yeah, nah.
looked down to answer a text, and I was like, "Is desperation phase over?"
Yeah, her desperation is strange because there's actually one point in it where you want to take damage because it lets you just armor through a lot of stuff.
Oh.
So she spawns these pillars, and that basically make a force field around her. You want to kill the pillars, and then after that there'll be a cutscene, and then you want to get hit, and then just run at her.
And then you fall
Yeah.
down the. And you fall down the.
Yeah.
Fall down the pit. Right.
No, I definitely meant to do that. Don't worry.
Yeah. I know that's a big part. I know.
Yeah. Whoops. All right. So in terms of damage, you would rather get hit by the small bullets than anything else in here, because everything else does a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm assuming that giant beam of death hits real hard.
Yeah. Oh, this is bad. I actually cannot take damage now because I'm too low on health. Yeah, so I can't take damage here. I have to. Normally, you would be able to run through this by armoring through one hit. Damn. That's unfortunate. I got to redo the whole thing now. Aw.
The phase, not
Yeah, the phase,
Not her
not the
whole-
fight.
a real fight.
Yeah, a
You
death
have-
in this game, they give you 3 tries
Yeah.
on each phase, basically. So it's a pretty forgiving game. It's just that it can be have a learning curve to it. I missed. I hit that one, though. I'm just missing everything right
And a
now.
little low, yeah.
There we go. All right, and when you do that one, she has like these kind of like beams coming down from the sky. But luckily, this last one is a lot less harder to hit than the one up top because of the perspective. Okay, so what happens here is you can just kind of run in and then walk at her, and then she dies.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So the next boss is, in a lot of people's books, the hardest boss in the game because she has the only ability in the game that can one-shot you.
Oh, Lord.
So there's that. She's also, in my opinion, the most fun to fight.
I think the...
And probably the longest.
Oh, sorry. You need to...
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. There it goes. All right, so she's a sniper. She likes to hide. So if I parry, it will tell me what direction she's in. She's over here. Unfortunately, I need to wait for her to shoot at me to shoot her back. There we go.
Oh, this is the sniper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in all the promotional material. I believe she was the demo boss, actually. She
Yeah,
is
she was.
hard. Very, very difficult boss to fight. There's not a lot of like tricks you can use against her either. It's pretty much just a straight fight. So that's phase 1. After that, she's going to spawn you in an arena here with a bunch of her little robot minions. And she hides again. So again, parry tells me where she is, so she's down here. I'm going to walk around a little bit to wait for her to shoot at me. There she goes. And that sniper shot is the one-shot ability. That will just kill you if you get hit by it. So you like need to bait it out by taking cover. So you'll see me dashing through the last hit. It's because if I parry that last hit back at her, it will end up just hard knockdowning her and I waste a little bit of time, which I really don't want to do. So I thought I had the angle right. All right.
That was a really good try, but not
This
quite.
starts out the same way. She sends a bunch of the robots at you. You gotta find her again. She's down this way. Run around until she shoots.
That's okay. It's the best you can do.
Then she runs towards the middle.
Oh,
No one said we had to play fair.
And so this phase, she starts out like that. I meant to charge dash, not my shot. Starts out like that. I
are
meant
those
to
the
charge
one-shots?
dash, not, yeah, those are the one-shots. So I'm gonna take a little bit of risk here and stay in this shot for a little while, and then go behind so I can get some damage. So the phase that I normally don't want bosses to do, I actually want her to do because she's very easy to kill in it.
What do you mean? Like the phase?
Like there's a small portion at the end of a lot of phases where they'll go invincible for a little while and then do something that's a lot harder to deal with. Hers is just, she kind of makes it easier to hit her because she stops moving around so much. Let's do that. So she'll start dashing around a little bit and keep trying to melee attack you like this. There we go. Unfortunately, I can't bait her towards the wall during that part of the phase though, because you're trapped in an already existing arena. And also she just likes to dash around a lot, so it's really hard to get her near the wall. There we go.
Some relied on skill.
Well, for her, this isn't exactly her. This isn't exactly her area of expertise.
Yeah, no, definitely not. It's kind of like once she loses the ability to use the sniper in the melee phase, it does become a lot less stressful to do.
Yeah.
She does
Well-
have the cloaking abilities, which are annoying, but
I mean, it's always going to be better to not have to.
I'll take
worry
the damage.
about- it's always going to be better to not worry about a one shot. Like,
yeah.
That's really.
Yeah.
Even if it's like easy to execute or
Ooh.
something, like it's still like, oh god, if this goes wrong.
I know your moves. I know what you're capable of.
I missed that one.
Come on, hit me with it.
There we go. Oh, one more. Then she does this. This one is a little bit annoying because she likes to block your shots with her bullets. You can still kill her pretty easily.
And you're getting some health back.
Yeah, whenever you parry, you get a tiny little bit of health back. It's not a full bar, but it does add up, especially in bosses like these where you just need to be constantly parrying things.
You get more health on a perfect parry.
No. Oh, that's unfortunate. I wasted too much time. She did the quick time event. Unfortunately, I don't get damage out of this. It just wastes around like 15 seconds.
Stream
really-
closer.
It's really cool though.
It is. The cutscenes in this game are really good looking. So this is the hardest desperation phase in the game. Easy. It's ridiculous. And then you realize there's a harder difficulty in this game and you cry a little bit, but it's okay.
I guess I never asked. Like, what difficulty is this?
This is normal.
Okay.
Normal
slowly
is
to
fine.
recover.
I would honestly learn the speedrun mode for the harder difficulty if it was on PS4 yet, and I really don't want to buy the game again.
Why hasn't it come to PS4? Just like verifying.
I don't know actually. I think they're just kind of testing it out still. They also did have a deal with Microsoft as well, so there's actually an 11th boss to this game in the Xbox 360 version of it. At 360, Xbox One version of it. It's in this boss's DLC, but it's not in the speedrun mode.
Is this boss? So the DLC is you play as this boss.
No, it's you play as a completely new boss. So
Play as or against?
against, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, because you
It's
said
not
her.
your game.
You said her DLC.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Okay.
So before, when she was at least partially transparent, now she's completely invisible. And she still likes to avoid a lot of my sword slashes, so it does take a little while. But yeah, that's definitely a big
nice.
roadblock done in the game.
Well, I gotta tell you, it didn't look too bad. But I know that's always, you know.
So next boss is difficult, but it's pretty simple.
All right, we have a $10 donation from me. Another 10
Whoa.
for you, boy, Dan on the mic, for the Spider-Man 64 run. This should finish it up. Good luck, Matt.
So I actually used the perfect parry time to get a charge on
Nice.
my sword there. The thing about this boss is if you get a charge on your sword, for the first 3 phases, you can one-shot him. So he can be a roadblock because he does a lot of damage, especially in his last phase where he'll do 4 life bars in one hit. But yeah.
Do they like know each other?
No, also, side note, I think it's really funny that this man has 2 swords and everyone's probably expecting him to pull out the other sword at one point during the fight, and instead he picks up an oar.
No, of course. That's all he
Probably go
needs.
to the same
So I'm
crazy
gonna
hairstyle.
dash behind him, get a charge, and then I can one-shot him once I get in. There we go.
It's just a good hairstyle,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So this phase actually took my PB attempt earlier today. Oh, he did the good move. Thank you.
The good move.
So this is the good RNG move because you can just kind of dash in and out and then just kill him.
Wow.
If not, he'll just come at you with a bunch of attacks over and over and over again, and you gotta wait to get your sword slash, and then you gotta wait again to kill him on the last thing because he takes 2 rotations of it. But if he does that, he just dies. There's nothing to it. Next to last boss, she's interesting. She doesn't really fight you herself. She just kind of uses her map to throw things at you the whole time.
Yeah, I was actually wondering whether or not you were pacing it in a way that you would always dodge through it, but
Nah, unfortunately not. And then you get to ones like these where it gets a little bit harder to time it. I am going to try a new strategy I'm working on here where you use charge shot instead of normal shots to kill her. So So I might take some unnecessary damage like that. There we go. And it does kill her a little bit faster than just normal shooting at her.
Why are you doing this?
So one thing is, in these phases, I am a little careful to avoid the top of the screen, because sometimes if you get too close to the top, these bullets will spawn early, and they're already hard to deal with when you're trying to keep up with her.
You're trying to get ahead of what the game wants to do.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's really difficult to do, especially with this alignment of bullets.
Here is where I can.
And this one especially, I usually fall here. The good news is you get almost nothing for dying here. You just get right back up and you lose about
You just sort of
5
fall
seconds.
over. Like,
Yeah,
you
and
ran
then
for a
you're
little
right
bit.
back in the same place. You don't get reset anywhere.
Price for my
So same thing, I'm gonna try to kill her with charge shots. And I managed to get her before her first wave even hit me.
I don't understand. They're so alike.
So this is the last phase of the boss.
Not to mention
No,
she's
this is the
still-
next last boss.
Not to mention, it looks like she stole one of the plug suits from Evangelion.
Whoops,
Not entirely
missed
wrong.
that one. All right, this is a long cutscene.
And a long
that's just
unskippable
here.
cutscene.
Yeah, this is unskippable, unfortunately. It takes roughly 30 seconds, and then you're right back in it. She tries to use a machine to just throw things at you again. It doesn't really work, and then, yeah. Oh no, I'm not dead. So she doesn't even really fight you here. She can attack you, but it really won't do any damage. I accidentally did a hard knockdown. That's okay, because she's one shot. There we go.
I've seen this game played. I've seen this game played once before, and I actually still thought that those were like speakers. Thought she was like hockey speaker. I don't know.
She does have the whole
I thought
ski
the same
aesthetic going
thing.
on. So the last boss is very strange, not because of her, but because of you. You get a whole new moveset for this boss. Your charge shot is replaced by a laser. Your gun shoots 2 bullets, and there's no more melee phase whatsoever. Also, she shoots the most stuff at you in this game. So I'm trying to move the laser around when I'm
you
shooting it,
entered
because I can hit
1984.
multiple ones of her hands at once and do more damage with it. So that's phase 1.
We have always been here for you. Why all this?
Phase 2 is just more of the same, pretty much.
Your mission was critical.
What does this remind me of?
Survival.
This reminds me of something very specific.
I always
Very
get
weird.
that vibe, but I've never been
No.
able to put my hands on it
It
either.
reminds. This is going to be a real weird pull. This reminds me of one of the forms of the final bosses of the Wonderful 101.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
By fighting us.
Okay.
It's a weird.
It's a weird pull, yeah, but
I
it makes
don't-
sense.
That's the vibe I get.
All right, so this phase actually has a safe zone. It's about here. I might be a little off, actually.
Sword on
We'll find out when those blue orbs get here. But you can just kind of sit here and shoot. Yep, I got it.
Oh, nice.
You can just kind of sit here and shoot at the hands. The only thing is you want to kill them before she transitions into the next attack, which is much harder to avoid. And then you just switch to the other hand. More of the same. This phase is generally really easy because you can just stand here.
Laser.
And that should be it. Okay, so now I'm gonna dash up here because there is a trick on this boss that most runners of this game actually don't know. If you're standing right next to the hands and you shoot them at the start of their attack, you can one-shot them.
Traits I have
Cool.
never seen in any of us.
Like that.
Wow, that's rad. Wow.
I've never been able to get both though, unfortunately.
I mean,
But
still,
like this
though.
much health is like maybe 10 seconds at best. At worst, I mean.
That's
Excuse me.
awesome.
Well, you broke
There we go.
Zordon's hands.
Will you destroy us?
So
This world.
this last phase is definitely the most,
I am disappointed in
I'm not sure what the right word is, draining, I guess, phase of the game. It is a 3-minute long desperation phase with 4 different phases. Also, this is a safe zone. I don't know how that works, but it does.
Listen, man. You take what you can get. Take what you can get.
So you can just kind of stand here, do whatever you want. Eventually there will be purple bullets. Purple bullets are homing bullets that will come out at you from there. So you need to destroy those. But other than that, you're pretty safe here.
Are we still in one phase?
Yeah, this is still phase 1 of the 3-minute long. The most threatening is probably the third part of it. The second part of it is also kind of difficult. The first and last are really not that big of a deal. You can just kind of worm your way through them pretty easily. So this phase, she's going to start shooting stuff at us, and also the waves are going to be here.
So does she like build you?
Yeah, so the general revelation is that you're implied to be a mass-produced weapon of mass destruction by this thing. And they were scouting out the planet to invade. And
So then why would they jail you?
They, as the jailers, jailed you because of that. This is after you've escaped, and you're now out in the open, and you did this of your own accord.
Oh, okay. So this is not related to the jailers.
Yeah, this phase is brutal. It's really hard. I still have issues with this phase. Okay. Okay, that wasn't that bad. And then this last one, there's really nothing to it. You just kind of gotta make your way through the massive bullets that's coming at you. So get ready for time. It's coming up within the next like minute or so.
What's your estimate here? 50?
50 was like the worst case scenario.
No, that's good.
My estimate was around 45-ish. So then there's start to come these waves. And I believe there's only one more cycle after this, and then we should be good. That doesn't matter too much. Yeah, okay. And once the thing comes up, it'll be time. Time.
Well done, man.
All right. This game is really, really fun. There is a bit of a learning curve to it, though, because of the whole bullet hell aspects. You really do got to pay a lot of attention, so it can be hard for a lot of people. But I honestly cannot recommend this game enough. It's really good.
If you had a PS Plus and you like make it a habit to like download all the games available, really early on, and this game was on PS Plus.
It was free at one point. It was before my time, unfortunately, but I don't mind paying $15 for this game.
Right. So it's definitely recommended at 15. But if you have downloaded all of like the PS Plus games as it's gone on, you might own it already.
Yeah, you might have it in your library.
So keep an eye out. I guess we're gonna start fading away.
Yep.
So get ready for our next run.